Welcome to Annie's English Studio, where every conversation opens a new door. I'm Annie. Let's get started. So, Ben, doing anything fun this weekend?
You know, I have been thinking about that all week. I have some ideas, but nothing is locked in yet.
That might actually be the best way to go into a weekend.
That is what I tell myself. I used to plan everything lists, schedules, the whole thing.
And how did that work out?
I reorganized exactly one drawer.
One drawer.
The junk drawer, 40 minutes, gone.
Ben, the junk drawer gets everyone.
It really does. You open it to put something away, and suddenly you are reading a receipt from 4 years ago, wondering why you kept it.
And then the weekend is over.
And then the weekend is over. But here's the thing. It still felt like a good weekend somehow.
What made it feel good if almost nothing got done?
I think I did the things I actually needed, not the things I planned, the things I needed. There is a real difference there.
That is such an important distinction. And honestly, I think most people do not give themselves permission to make that choice.
Permission. Yes, that is exactly the right word.
Can I confess something?
Always.
Every Friday, I make this very ambitious weekend plan. Organized, optimistic, completely unrealistic.
And
By Saturday afternoon, I have completely abandoned it, and I feel great about it.
that is the most relatable thing you have ever said.
The plan is almost like a comfort blanket on Friday. I do not actually need to follow it.
You just need to know it exists.
Exactly. And then Saturday arrives, and real life is much better than the plan.
Okay, so what did you actually need last weekend instead of your plan?
To sleep in, which I did, and a walk. Then I sat outside with a hot cappuccino, the kind with a thick layer of velvety foam and just a little cocoa powder on top, and simply enjoyed the cool morning air.
That sounds like a perfect morning, honestly.
It was. Let us talk about that. Sleep in. To sleep in means to stay in bed and wake up later than you normally would. It is one of those small pleasures that a lot of people genuinely look forward to on the weekend. Do you sleep in often, Ben?
I try to, but my body wakes me up at the same time every single day. Even Saturday, even Sunday. It has no respect for the weekend.
Mine does the same thing. 6:15 every morning, no matter what.
So what do you do?
I look at the clock, realize it is Saturday, smile, and then I pull the blanket back over my head and stay right there.
That is the move.
That is absolutely the move. I am awake, but I am not getting up. And that quiet, no phone, no plans, just the morning sounds outside, that is its own kind of rest.
I need to start doing that. I always feel like I should get up when I'm awake.
That feeling of should is worth noticing. The weekend is one of the few places we can question it.
I like that. It is like the weekend reminds you who you are when you are not rushing.
Exactly that. So, the gap between plans and reality. You mentioned your list. Do you still make one?
A lighter version. Before, my weekends looked like a second work week. Different tasks, same pressure.
The weekend that is full, but somehow not fulfilling.
That is exactly it. I would get to Monday feeling like I had not rested at all. And I had been busy the entire time.
Busy is not the same as restored.
No, and it took me a while to understand that. Now I try to leave space, let some things wait, Let some errands carry over.
Let us pause on that word, errand. An errand is a short trip to take care of a practical task. Picking up groceries, going to the post office, dropping something off. Errands are the small necessary jobs of everyday life, and they have a way of swallowing the whole weekend if you let them.
Half of Saturday gone. And the errands are never finished anyway. There is always one more.
Always. So now what do you do?
I pick two or three, the rest wait. The world does not end.
The world does not end. That took me a long time to believe, too.
Because there is something uncomfortable about unfinished things. Like they are sitting there judging you.
Yes, and there is something uncomfortable about unstructured time at first. Like you feel you should be filling it.
Sitting still almost feels wrong.
But once you get past that feeling, and it does pass, the open time becomes something you protect. You stop filling every minute just to feel productive.
And you stop feeling guilty about it.
That is the real shift, giving yourself permission to stop and actually believing you deserve it. Okay, ideal weekend. I will go first.
Please.
Mine starts slowly. No alarm. My usual water, my oatmeal, but with no sense of rushing. Just the morning doing its thing. And then I like to have one thing I am genuinely looking forward to. One anchor for the day.
What kind of thing?
It changes. Sometimes it is meeting a friend somewhere with good coffee and flowers outside the entrance. You know those little markets where someone has put fresh flowers right at the door?
I know exactly what you mean.
I love that. It is such a small thing, and it makes the whole morning feel like a choice, not an obligation.
Something you want to do, not something you have to do.
Exactly. And around that one thing, everything else stays open. Maybe I walk somewhere I have not been in a while, through a neighborhood where people are out watering their gardens, that particular weekend quiet. Maybe I cook something slow. The weekend is when I let myself be a little more spontaneous.
Spontaneous. Doing something without planning it in advance. Following what feels right in the moment.
Yes, during the week I cannot afford that. There are meetings, deadlines, things that depend on me being somewhere at a specific time. The weekend is where I try to remember what it feels like to just decide something on a whim.
On a whim, a sudden impulse. No planning, just, yes, let us do this.
And I think that is actually what I am protecting most on weekends. Not the activities, the permission to decide in the moment.
Do you prefer a social weekend or a quieter one?
Honestly, a mix. I need time that is entirely mine. Slow, quiet, no agenda. But I also love a good conversation that goes somewhere unexpected. A meal where you lose track of time. The best weekends have both.
The balance is hard to get right sometimes.
It is. But when you do, you feel it on Monday morning. You are actually ready. Not just recovered. Ready. Okay, your turn. Walk me through it.
Mine has a very specific starting point. Saturday morning, I walk to my favorite coffee shop. No headphones, no rush, just the neighborhood waking up. You can hear the espresso machine from half a block away.
That sound on a Saturday morning is something else.
It really is. And I always tell myself I am just getting coffee.
Uh-oh.
I walk out with a latte, a muffin, and one time, a bag of coffee beans I definitely did not need.
Weekend logic.
Complete weekend logic. But here is the thing. The latte is a treat I give myself. During the week, it is black coffee, quick, functional. But on weekends, when there is time, a latte at my favorite place feels like a small celebration.
A treat. That is one of our keywords today. A treat is something special, a small extra pleasure you do not have every day. It does not have to be grand. Often the smallest ones are the best ones.
And it is not really about the coffee, it is about the pace. Walking somewhere slowly, sitting down, having something I enjoy without watching the clock. That is the treat.
The ritual as much as the reward.
Yes, and after that, the weekend opens up. If the weather's good, I want to be outside. If it is quieter, maybe I cook something.
What do you cook?
Anything that dirties every pan in my kitchen.
Ben.
It always seems like a wonderful idea. And then cleanup arrives, and I stand there looking at the kitchen thinking, why did I do this to myself?
But was it good?
It was very good. That is the problem. I will absolutely do it again.
The week gives you efficiency. The weekend gives you patience. And apparently, very ambitious cooking.
And a sink full of pans. But I need the weekend to be that way, to have space for things that are a little impractical, a little slow, a little more than necessary.
Is there anything you need every weekend? Something that, if you miss it, Monday feels harder?
Time to completely unwind. An evening with no agenda. Maybe music. I have a playlist I only listen to on weekends, nothing urgent about it. Maybe a film. Maybe just sitting with the window open listening to the street. That real release. Without it, I carry the weight of one week right into the next.
Let us mark that word, unwind. To unwind means to relax fully and release the tension of a busy period. It is different from being idle. Unwinding is intentional. You are consciously letting something go.
Because you can be idle and still wound up. Scrolling through your phone is not unwinding. That is just postponing.
Idleness and rest are genuinely not the same thing.
Not at all. Real rest is something you have to give yourself permission for, which is maybe the hardest part.
By the way, did you ever finish the junk drawer?
Absolutely not.
I love that for you.
It is waiting for me right now, patiently.
So, how do we actually protect all of this? How do we make the most of a weekend when the week has been especially hard?
I think the first thing is resisting the urge to fill the space immediately. When the week has been tough, the instinct is to compensate. Plan a very full weekend, make up for everything you missed. But that just adds more pressure on top of tired.
So, a hard week might actually call for a quieter weekend, not a busier one.
Counterintuitive, but yes. The weekend that recharges you is not always the most eventful one.
And that word, recharge, like a battery that has run low. To recharge means to restore your energy after it has been spent. We remember to charge our phones every night. We sometimes forget we need exactly the same thing.
And when you do not recharge, Monday arrives and you are already behind, already tired before the week even starts.
I think what makes the difference between a weekend that truly restores you and one that just passes is one real moment, one thing that felt chosen.
Yes, a good conversation, a walk that took a turn you did not expect, a meal you actually tasted instead of rushed through.
Even one of those is enough to make the whole weekend feel worthwhile.
And I think we underestimate how much practice that takes, especially if you are used to moving fast. Learning to be present, in a single walk at a single table is actually a skill.
And weekends are where we practice it.
Every week, another chance.
I think that is what I love most about weekends, actually. Not that they are a break from the week, but that they are a reminder of who you are when the week is not in charge.
Who you are when you are not rushing.
You remembered that?
I was listening.
Before we close today, let us go back through the words from our conversation, the ones worth keeping. First, sleep in. To sleep in means to wake up later than usual, on a day when you do not have to be somewhere. Pull the blanket back over your head. Stay right there. You have earned it.
Second, errand. A short trip to take care of a practical task. Groceries, the post office, picking something up. Errands are the small necessities of everyday life. Just do not let them take over the whole weekend.
Third, spontaneous. Doing something without planning it in advance. Following the moment. She suggested a walk to the market completely on a whim. Totally spontaneous. It is a quality that makes ordinary days feel like small adventures.
Fourth, treat. Something special you give yourself that you do not have every day. A latte on a Saturday morning. Fresh flowers from the market. One muffin you did not plan on. Treats do not have to be big. The small ones are often the most memorable.
Fifth, unwind. To fully relax and release the tension of a busy period. I need this weekend to unwind. Real unwinding is intentional. It is different from being idle. It is a conscious letting go.
And sixth, recharge. To restore your energy after it has been spent. A slow weekend is exactly what I need to recharge. We all run low sometimes. The weekend is how we bring it back.
6 words: sleep in, errand, spontaneous, treat, unwind, recharge. Simple words. But honestly, they describe the kind of weekend most of us are really looking for. Before we go, we have a question for you this week. What does your ideal weekend look like? Are you someone who fills it with plans, or do you prefer to leave it open? Do you have a treat or a small ritual that makes your weekend feel like yours? Leave your answer in the comments. We read every one, and your ideas might just shape a future episode.
Thank you so much, Annie. This was exactly the kind of conversation I needed after this week.
I think that means we both need to go unwind.
I think you are right. Thank you, everyone, for spending time with us.
This is Annie, reminding you that English is not just a language, it is a door. And every episode, you open it a little wider. Until next time, keep opening doors.